All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our presentation. This is our app, RemoteTheater. But before we get into detail, I want the team to talk a little bit about themselves. Me, I'm a freelance graphic designer and now full stack web developer, hoping to take a step into the industry in front-end development.
My name is Chuck. I'm an incoming analyst for Citibank for ICG on institutional client group. And in my career, I would like to eventually go into data science.
Hi, I'm Khadijah Wilson. I'm currently a secretary at a high school in Brooklyn, and I'm also an inspiring full stack web developer. For this app, we wanted to focus on finding ways to keep people entertained throughout the pandemic. Since the coronavirus has spread throughout the world, people like myself and my team have looked into ways where we can still interact with family and friends in real time, as an alternative for how we used to interact offline. We needed a way to watch content with each other with a more personal touch, where it's not viewer controlled, and the main idea is not that one person is in control of what you get to watch. Remote theater is a replica of a physical movie theater with a twist. We wanted to recreate a theater experience while implementing social distancing. We have created a web app that shows you top-rated movies and suggested movies based on the preferences users choose once they sign up. When choosing the movie, you will also see a small description of what the movie is about before entering a showroom. And then once inside the showroom, we created a chat feature that allows users to interact with one another in real time.
All right, so we're gonna move into the demo right now. And for this demo, we decided to kind of detail like a short walkthrough of the site, detailing user logging in and setting some preferences, as well as a live demo of all three of us interacting within a movie theater. So on the landing page, I'm going to click login and enter my credentials, and I log into the site. When you first log into the site, you're greeted by the top 4 rated movies. So here we have Team Con, The Last Starship, Beta Test, and Shelter. And below that, we have the preferences section. Right now it's empty since I'm a new user. So I'm gonna click this to be redirected to the account page, where you can select from any of our 9 genres that we have currently. So me, I like action, adventure movies, and sci-fi movies. So when you go back to the main page, you get a list of videos based off of the preferences that you set. So beforehand, me, Chuck, and Khadijah, we decided we want to watch a movie, but we couldn't really decide on one. So we're looking at these top movies here. Team Con, it's not open yet, so we can't really watch that one. And these other ones are not open yet either. So the only one that's open is Shelter. So we're going to go into Shelter. We see that it's kind of 74 minutes. Wait, hold on. I see Team Con just opened up. So, okay, I think we're gonna go into this one because this one just started. All right, so when we enter this theater, the page loads up and then you have the chat on the right. As you see, the movie literally just started, so we're right on time. Let me see if my teammates are here. Oh, okay, Chuck is here.
I love it. I love it. It's very hard, when you're there waking up and your body's tired, your body's heat, then you go in the ring and then you.
So all 3 of us are interacting at the same time while watching at the same movie at the exact same time. All right, so I'm going to navigate back to our presentation where Chuck is going to detail our tech milestones.
All right, so thank you for that, Paul. So one of the main opportunities that we wanted users to enjoy on our app was the ability to watch movies together. Netflix, at the time when we were ideating the app, did not have Netflix Party yet, so it was mostly a solo viewing experience. And we wanted to really design a way for users to be able to watch movies at the exact same time, no matter where they are. So we tested a bunch of different ways and different approaches we could use to handle the problem of syncing viewers. We used At first, we tried to use Socket.io in order to build our own server to store all of the movies. And we also tried to use Amazon S3 in order to store the videos on a separate database. However, we found that there were a lot of problems with input lag and buffering. So eventually we settled on a module called Moment, as well as YouTube's API, in order to really API's very comprehensive video network, as well as allowing us to sync all of the movies that we have using the client-side portion of our app with Moment. Moving on, we also had to learn how to navigate difficult documentation when building out a chat functionality. We initially wanted to build our chat app with the similar WebSocket technology, but we found that due to the fact that, especially with the way our app is structured, people who are able to chat with each other will mostly be a many-to-many relationship, which would really be really difficult to capture in its entirety. So we eventually decided to use an API called GetStream, which when we finally did learn it, it was very comprehensive, but the learning curve was very steep. There's even a time where we had a bug for about 2 to 3 days where we didn't know how to fix the application. And later on found out that GetStream actually had a free trial, which we weren't aware of, and that's why it was breaking. But throughout this process, we really learned how to, as a group, refine our abilities to research technical things and apply them to our work. Lastly, deciding on a database structure was another big thing that we needed to decide on. Throughout our time at Pursuit, we've really focused mainly on SQL, but we wanted to learn something new for this project, MongoDB. However, after really learning the differences between the two, we settled on SQL because we have a small selection of movies that have very close relationships with each other. And due to the way SQL works with joins, we found that it would be best to really use SQL in order to allow us to create personal homepages for different users based on their preferred movies, which SQL with the use of joins has and MongoDB does not. But if we do decide to take this app further, we most likely would end up refactoring our database with MongoDB because due to kind of the hierarchical nature of our app, it would allow us to adjust to scale better. So moving on to future implementations, actually at the time of this point, we implemented our private theater feature, which allows users to share a link and host movies for small groups, which just basically means that they would be able to send a link to their friends and join a movie where only the people who have that link will be able to join that movie. But other future implementations that we are thinking about including would be a search feature where users can search for movies based on their name and genre, a rating system that would allow users to adjust the movies that they are presented with in their preferred movies based on whether they liked a particular movie or not. And we also want to add more variety to our app by adding shows and episodes so that there's more of a variety for users to watch. So in conclusion, thank you for listening to our presentation. And thank you for watching our presentation of RemoteTheater, the future of entertainment. And now we'll open this panel to the judges and the crowd.
The question. Awesome job, by the way. So you guys ended up using Postgres, and Postgres, does have a rich set of features for optimizing so that you can scale your app appropriately. Did you guys end up integrating any optimization techniques into your Postgres database?
Well, we really didn't implement any specific optimization techniques into our Postgres database, aside from really just designing the app, with the basic features that SQL and Postgres have. But one of the things that we were looking at in terms of the research that we were doing based on our database structures were due to the fact that SQL has, even though SQL has columns, not necessarily just columns, but MongoDB would have offered a better way for us to scale based on the way it handles like the way we're able to create things in a document-based approach. But I'm sorry, I didn't really answer your question, but yeah, we didn't really use any optimization techniques in terms of our app itself.
Okay, yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Great job.
Question about the, oh, sorry, Zane, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just wondering how you guys are streaming the movies.
Oh, that's mainly using the YouTube API. So the YouTube API, it takes in like a URL, and specific to this app, it also can take in the seconds. So based on the start time and what time it is now using Moment, I can calculate how much seconds that should have passed in the movie based on what time it is. And then that gets inputted into the YouTube API. And then the YouTube API returns a player that jumps forward to the exact time that you put into it.
My question was just part of the app. I saw that there was a button for a private room and a theater. What was the difference between those two? I know you went into the theater in the demo, but what was the idea for the difference between those?
Okay, so for the main theater, when you enter in, any user can enter in that theater. So you'll see messages from anybody that's currently in the theater watching. But for the private room specifically, that link, well, based on how the chat component works, every time you put in a different title, it creates a new chat channel. So by using a set of like random numbers put on the end of the title, we can create like, well, based on the code that we have, we set it to have like 1,000 different rooms. So it's randomly generates a number from 1 to 1,000, and that will kind of identify what the room is. And then with the specific link that's generated, you can share that among your friends, and only the people who have that link will have access to that channel.
Sounds good. Good job, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Remote Theater. A round of applause. Great job, guys.